Welcome back to No Sticks, No Bricks, Season 4, Episode 2. Well, we're still in the cabin, as you can see. But what you won't see is my bike. I sold it.
So what are you getting ready to go do?
Dropped the bike off for the last time.
Oh, man.
One last ride. It's sad. It's starting to hit me now, I think.
Are you going to be okay?
I might cry.
Aww.
So, we couldn't sell it outright. Tried. It's been on for sale for like 2 or 3 weeks now and not even a sniff. So I called the local Harley dealer here in Indiana and they want to buy it. So I know I'm not going to get anywhere near what I wanted to get, but we're at the point now where we gotta get rid of it before we move on, and we really need the money, honestly. So take an old girl for one last ride, I guess.
Aw, your mistress.
Now you get me all to yourself again, babe.
Yay!
It was a very sad day, but that's now taken care of. I can move on, even though it's sad. But I digress. We're gonna go on a little e-bikes ride today, though. That's a little hard on me too, the e-bikes, but at least I can just stop. We can pull off the side of the trail. I can rest my neck and my arm when it starts to go numb. It's a little bit easier than riding the motorcycle, but I still have my issues. But I did want to share some good news with y'all, and that is our RV is finally in the shop, getting repairs done. They're working on the frame flex right now, and then they will move to the garage floor where they got to replace the entire garage floor. Also, the ramp door to load the motorcycle in and out, that's getting replaced as well. They got to repaint it to match our full body paint. So they still say they're going to get it within the 2-week time frame that's left. They originally gave us a projection of a month of having it fixed. So as long as they still meet that time frame, I'm good. I'm not going to complain too much. I was pretty upset last week because they hadn't even got the RV in, and it sat there for almost 2 weeks without being touched. But as long as they meet that 1 month projection, no harm, no foul, I guess. The only crappy part is that we could have been staying in our RV still for another 2 weeks and not having to worry about, you know, paying for a cabin and cabin life, and it's just not for us. So we're ready to get our RV back. So while we're doing the e-bikes ride, we're going to talk about our top 5 places that we want you to go see in 2024. The stipulation is that Jen and I have not discussed our top 5, so we're each going to probably have different top 5s. And it may be some places that we've been, and it may be some places that we have not been that we want to go to. So if you're trying to make your summer plans right now, this is the video for you. We're going to talk about some really cool spots.
Do you have everything out of here?
I think so. I'm gonna grab a Monster. I do like my sugar-free Monsters. Why you give me that look? Somebody's grumpy today.
My patience is wearing thin today.
He's
on the list. He's moving up.
Am I on your last nerve yet?
Yes, you're close. Second or third last nerve.
Mission accomplished.
Still on the shit list, but let's go.
All right, we made it. So we've actually done this trail before. This is called the Maple City Greenway Trail. Almost 28 miles. It goes all the way down from Middlebury, Indiana, through Goshen, Indiana, and back. All Trails calls it a loop trail, but it's not a loop. 27.8 miles, an elevation gain of 583 feet. This is a very nice trail. It's paved too, if I remember right. And they may or may not have some ice cream on the way. Some Amish ice cream. Yum! Alright, so I'm going to start with my top 5 places that we think you guys should go check out as you're making your plans for this summer. And mine are not in any particular order except the first one, number 1. And I'm not going to tell you what it is until we get to it, but it's a place I've never even been, always been on my bucket list. I've watched videos of this place, I've seen pictures of this place, and it's very high on my priority list. Before we start though, Jennifer scared the crap out of me in about, 15 minutes ago? You know how you scared the crap out of me?
I told him I had a dream last night.
Yeah, what was that dream about, babe?
I had a dream that I was pregnant.
Yeah, we're too old for that.
That's definitely not on the list.
I can't even imagine, after being empty nesters for the last 3 years, having a baby again. Like, it would be crazy.
Shit, I'm 50. I don't want to be, I never enjoyed pregnancy with either of the children.
Yeah, not a fun part?
I was sick the whole time with Faith.
Yeah.
And the second time I had gallstones.
That's right.
Time with Lane, so yep. I wasn't one of those that enjoyed it.
No more babies for us. All right, so my first one I'm gonna talk about is places where I want you guys to go check out is Northern California. And now I know that California gets a bad rap a lot. It's a very expensive place to live and visit. However, California has some amazing spots to visit. You got Yosemite National Park, you got the Redwood National Forest, and all the redwoods right along the Oregon border in Northern California. There's mountains and hills, and there's prairies, and there's a ton of farms. When we drove through Northern California a couple years ago, I had no idea we were even in California if it wasn't for a map. We also discovered a national park that we didn't even know existed while we were out there, and that's Pinnacles National Park. If you've never checked out Pinnacles National Park, make sure you look that one up. They've got caves you can hike in, and it is absolutely amazing. We only spent one day there, so we want to go back and hit that park back up again.
I don't know if Jason already mentioned this, but we did not share our destinations. Okay, yeah. So he did. So there's only one that's on my list that I've been to. So the other 4 are places that I've never been that are on my bucket list. So I don't know really what's in the area other than just from watching videos or hearing people talk about it. Mine is the Outer Banks. Never been. Plan to go eventually, probably one of these summers when we're going to be all along the East Coast. So it's along the water, so that may be a theme within my realm of places to go. I like to be by some form of water, whether it's a lake, the ocean.
Now you may be watching this wondering, well, how are these guys recommending places they've never been? Well, we've been on the road for 3 years, full-time travel, and we have made a ton of friends that do the same lifestyle, and they have shared their experiences with us, and they've done videos with our fellow YouTubers, and they've showed us pictures, and they tell us where to go. We know without even knowing. That's the thing.
That is the thing.
And that's why we want to go.
Yeah.
And that's why we want to pass that information on to you guys. All right, so the next one I'm going to talk about is in the middle of the country for you Midwesterners if you're looking for somewhere to go, and that is Branson, Missouri area. The Ozarks are absolutely beautiful. The lakes in Missouri are amazing. A lot of them are just crystal clear, pristine. Table Rock Lake in particular, we've camped around that lake a few times. We've lived in Missouri for 4 years, did a lot of camping within the state of Missouri, but our favorite area in that state is the Ozarks, and it's absolutely amazing, y'all.
Man, I totally forgot about the Ozarks. Didn't even put them on my list.
Really?
I just spaced it.
Yeah, yeah.
But another place we've been to, but we've never camped in. So this is when we had children. We were stationed in North Dakota. But Minnesota, the land of what, 1,000 lakes?
10,000
lakes.
Or
10,000 lakes. Yeah, I'm like way off. I mean, we went up there with some friends. We rented a cabin with them, and our daughter was little.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to go there and just explore that area. So Minnesota for me. I mean, we've also been to the, what is it, the mall?
The Mall of America.
Mall of America there, and we spent some time there, but I mean, I can always go back there again, but I don't necessarily in the RV, but.
You want to go there in the winter?
Negative. Negative.
Definitely a summertime destination.
Summertime destination.
And if you like to fish, Minnesota is the state for you. There, like I said, the land of 10,000 lakes, there's great fishing in Minnesota. Walleye fishing, perch, all kinds of fish. I remember as a kid going up to Minnesota with my grandparents fishing. I have this one specific memory still from a lake that they were fishing on that used to be farmland, and they had flooded it to create the lake. And I remember being in my grandfather's boat and looking down, because the water's pretty clear, and seeing old farm equipment that never got moved before they flooded it. So you'd see like wagons and tractors, and the fish would be around it. It was a little creepy and a little crazy, but I like Minnesota.
All right, so my third, or one that's kind of in the middle, we've been there, spent some time there, but definitely want to go back and spend more time there, is the Oregon coast.
Oh, you just stole my next one.
So, you know, we're big Goonies fans, so we really did all that we've been there, did the whole house and the jail and all that, plus just, you could ride your e-bikes along some of those beaches, Canyon Beach, and you got to see Haystack Rock, and all these places. We had some awesome hikes too out there, a lot of waterfalls, and then they have a lot of halibut actually out that way, which is...
Oh yeah, Pacific halibut.
Yeah, so coming from Alaska, that was the thing. And, you know, same thing, got seafood on the water, and so that is like my middle one.
My number 3, since Jennifer stole it, I had to switch it up a little bit, so she's probably gonna be mad at me on this one, but I'm gonna say the New England states, the Northeast.
You're taking my next one, but I have Pacific area.
Okay, well, I do too. I'm specifically talking about Acadia National Park, Baja Harbor, Mount Washington. We took a cog train up on Mount Washington. We rode the Harley up to Mount Washington. You can drive up Mount Washington and it's amazing. Even when we did a day trip to Vermont last fall, that was amazing. We got to go back and explore that area some more. So if you're looking for somewhere to go this summer, then I would encourage you to hit up the New England states. You can drive like 30 miles and hit all of them, I think. Maybe a little longer than that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to come up with a different one, but just a caveat on that, the 2 areas that I was gonna have specifically, I think I've been to one as a kid, I barely remember, but one is Cape Cod and Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
Those are 2 places up there on the East Coast that we've never been to, that I really, really wanna go to. Jason kind of stole my thunder there. They stand biting flies. Alright, so even though this place is going to be very, very hot and humid during the summertime, when I was stationed in Mississippi, I spent a lot of time on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
And because they have beaches and all that, but that is another place. I don't think we've ever camped on the Gulf Coast, but...
They got casinos too.
Yeah, they got casinos, and I mean, I was there before Hurricane Katrina, and then I've gone back, so...
I was there during Hurricane Katrina, which was not fun.
I went back a year after it, but it'd be nice to go back again and just see how much it's been built up.
Yeah.
Compared to what it used to be when I was back there, when I was just a wee young airman.
The Gulf Coast is amazing. In fact, we got plans right now to hit up New Orleans once we start heading west in this fall. Well, fall/winter. We got to go to Florida for the month of November to take care of our VA appointments and stuff, and then after that we're going to head west. We're going to hit up the Gulf Coast. We're going to stop in Mississippi and Alabama and
I've been to New Orleans
Louisiana
a few times back in the day.
Yeah, she may have some beads.
I was there before children and before husband back in my single days.
All right, number 4 on my list is somewhere that we actually have been, but when we were there, we did not have the Jeep. We now have to go back to Moab, and that northern Utah area is absolutely amazing. You got Arches National Park, you got Canyonlands National Park, which is amazing in itself, but we want to go back with the Jeep so we can actually do some Jeeping, because Canyonlands National Park is one of the few national parks that allows you to do some off-roading. I don't believe Arches does, but there's so much off-roading around Arches National Park, it won't be an issue. We do recommend that you don't go there in July or August or even June. It's going to be like super hot. So if you are planning a vacation, make sure you hit up that area either early spring, like March, or you wait until like October, November time frame to go, because we went in end of August and it was miserably hot.
I might have been a little cranky from the heat.
Maybe a little.
A lot.
So last, but certainly not least, is my number 1 spot that I would recommend going, and I haven't even been there, but I know it's going to be awesome, and I've always wanted to go here, and that is the part of the Grand Canyon area that's got the horseshoe bend in the river. There's a boondocking area where you can actually boondock on top of it and look down on it. It looks absolutely amazing. We've had some friends that have camped there and showed us pictures, and oh my gosh, it looks so cool. We definitely want to do that. I want to go to Antelope Canyon and hike the slot canyons there. Just that whole area, southern Utah, northern Arizona, kind of on the west side, to include going to Zion National Park and hiking the Narrows. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing as well. So basically it's just that kind of that whole area. If you've got like 2 weeks of vacation time and you just want to hit up as much as you possibly can in 2 weeks, that's the spot to go, because you can hit up Zion National Park, you can hit up Bryce Canyon National Park, Capitol Reef National Park. There's just so much in that area to do. You could pack it all in 2 weeks.
I've changed my mind. probably like 1,000,000 times on this e-bike ride that we're doing today because I keep thinking of places, right? But there's one place, of course, that I've been a lot, and the other place I've never been. So I'm just gonna put them together even though they're not geographically located.
Okay.
So first is going up to Alaska.
Yeah.
I mean, there is so much to do up there. Definitely you gotta go May and June and July, because once you hit August, that's like the rainy months. In May, there's still a little bit of potential for snow depending on where you go. But highly recommend. There's Denali National Park, the glaciers, there's tons of hiking, fresh blueberries, tons of little towns, and tons of fishing if you like that type of thing.
So would you rather take a cruise up to Alaska or a caravan with a bunch of people up to Alaska?
So the problem is there's parts of Alaska that you can only get to by boat or by plane. So
Right.
a cruise, I feel like you can get to all those small towns, and I know in some of those small towns you can get off, you know, like the capital Juneau and stuff like that, Sitka.
You can, yeah.
But being on land, you get to do so much more. Like you go up to Alyeska and hike up there, which is like their ski resort. But during the summertime, it's beautiful, and then they have a big like blueberry festival up there, like the first week in August. That to me, I highly recommend everybody. But back to reality. For me, it would be never been this place before, but lots of people have. Everyone highly recommends it, and that is Lake Tahoe. Never been there. Always wanted to go there. Again, you notice all mine's here like kind of revolving around waters and mountains here pretty much, but Lake Tahoe. Jason says he's been there before, but I've never been, so.
But I didn't get to spend really any time exploring it, so we got to go back there.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then as I'm sitting here, I'm already thinking of other places, the Smoky Mountains.
Yeah, we were talking on the bike ride. I'm like, if you ask us next year what our top 5 places to go visit, it's probably going to be completely different than today.
Shoot, you could ask me tomorrow and it's going to probably be completely different because it just changes. It depends. You know, you start talking to people, we watch YouTube videos.
So we know that we just covered a very small amount of places to see in this beautiful country. So if you have some that you recommend for people to go visit this summer, then drop them down in the comments. Let us know if you've been there before, places to go see, what to do, that kind of stuff.
And if you've been to any of those places we've listed that we have not been to, you know, Lake Tahoe, the Outer Banks, and you are like, you got to go see, you know,
yeah,
this,
let us
or
know.
you got to go eat here, let us know.
All right, well, that wraps it up for this week, guys. Stay tuned for updates concerning our RV. We're still going to be in the cabin for another couple weeks, so hopefully hopefully we'll be back on the road here soon. And until then, safe travels.